Welcome to this demonstration of Cohesity's data platform, agent management, and automated deployment for Microsoft Hyper-V 2016. I'm going to walk through the simplified procedure for identifying when the Cohesity agents need to be updated on any of the Hyper-V hosts or the System Center Virtual Machine Manager. I will then also perform an automated deployment without any user intervention. So here I'm logged into a newly upgraded cluster, one which is supporting multiple virtualization platforms. I'm going to look at the cluster information to identify and validate the actual software version. Obviously, the agents need to match the software version, being the fact that this was just upgraded. The Hyper-V host in the System Center Virtual Machine Manager should not have that same version. So we'll go to the sources. We'll obviously look at the two sources that are currently available. We're worrying about the Microsoft infrastructure. So here you can see all of the different components that need to be updated, the virtual machine, the System Center Virtual Machine Manager, and 3 of the Hyper-V hosts that are there. So in order to kind of validate that a little deeper, I'm going to go back into a session that are a couple of RDP sessions to actually use a PowerShell function that I created to actually call out and identify the version that's currently installed. Here you can see how the agent, it's the 5.0.1a, which is the previous one, right? So I'm going to run the same process on the actual Hyper-V hosts themselves. As you can imagine, the output is exactly the same, right? All 3 nodes provide the same output in terms of the agent that's currently installed. So now that we validated that that's the way it is, I'll go back to the Cohesity UI. And now from within here, I have the ability to either launch or confirm the agent upgrade as a whole, everything, or I can individually perform that process. I'm going to take the procedure to upgrade them all. So in this particular case, I'm going to upgrade 4 different nodes, one of them being the System Center Virtual Machine Manager and the 3 Hyper-V hosts, which are currently running virtual machines, and jobs are actually protection jobs, and other jobs are actually configured to be running on there. You can see here that the upgrading process is taking place. So obviously this is all being done and orchestrated through the cluster. No user intervention from this point on. Nothing has to be done. Obviously everything is done from here. Once the upgrade is completed, you'll see that everything comes back. The upgrade is no longer listed there. And at this point, that's it. You can now basically go back and return to doing what you were doing and continue to utilize your infrastructure to expect it. But then again, before we leave, let me run my PowerShell function again and notice that now the actual agent that's installed in the System Center Virtual Machine Manager is the correct version based on the current release. It's the same on all of the nodes that I've presented here, which basically validates the management, the upgrade, and all the process that was done here without having to have any sort of user intervention to change or update all of these agents depending on how many nodes you may have within an infrastructure. Here you can actually see that everything's back to normal. And now we can continue to protect our Hyper-V infrastructure just as we were. That's about it. Thank you for watching.